کنفرانس بین المللی پاریس با حضور رئیس جمهور برگزیده مقاومت 5 نوامبر 2011 14 آبان 1390. اشرف، ضرب الاجل را لغو کنید. تیم ثابت ملل متحد را فوراً در اشرف مستقر کنید. ارتشبد هیو شلتون.
President Obama must show the political courage to use the United States' economic tool to demand that the Maliki government honor the United States' commitment to protect the citizens at Ashraf, even in the face of Iranian pressure to the contrary. And unless Maliki agrees to honor his commitments, then his scheduled 12 December visit to the White House should be canceled.
جان بروتون، نخست وزیر ایرلند 1994-1997، سفیر اتحادیه اروپا در آمریکا 2004-2009.
Now I think it is important that we realize, and I sympathize with the view of those who say that the UN blue helmet should be introduced straight away.
فرماندار ادوارد رندل.
Mayor Giuliani and I authored this letter. We said in our letter to the President, our country did not sacrifice over 4,000 lives to install and protect a government whose cowardly assault on defenseless members of the MEK.
سناتور رابرت توریسلی.
In the life of every people, there is someone who comes to represent their struggle, who is by their very life sets an example for the ambitions of a whole people. That ambition, that sacrifice, is represented by the President of the National Council of Resistance, Maryam Rajavi.
سناتور رومیو فلورین نیکوارا، عضو کمیسیون خارجی سنای رومانی.
The High Commissioner must not allow Iraqi government to arbitrarily stop the
In the life of every people, there is someone who comes to represent their struggle, who is by their very life sets an example for the ambitions of a whole people. Is this not the history of France? Is it not the history of America? So it is with the Iranian people. In their darkest hour, almost by the will of Providence, in all of our histories, someone comes forward to represent a people's ambitions. In the long, proud history of the Persian people, through all of their struggles, that brings us to this moment, that ambition, that sacrifice, is represented by the President of the National Council of Resistance, Maryam Rajavi. It makes no difference how difficult the struggle or how dark the hour. Even now, with an Iran that is enslaved, she can see a free nation. Even at a time when Iran has become a pariah state among all the nations of the world, she sees a nation in the proud tradition of the Persian people taking its rightful place in the family of nations. Even while Iranians struggle to live in a failed state and care for their families and their children, she can see a prosperous country once again. I know these have been difficult days. The people of Ashraf wait for the world to save their lives. I know how deep and difficult the struggle. But today I want to make a prediction to you. It is November. What day in November? 5th. November 5th. Remember this. In a free Iran, the yellow scarves around your necks one day will sit in a closet. They'll get old. They'll get dusty. You'll forget about them. But one day you'll take them out of the closet. You'll take your grandchildren on your knee. And you will say to them, there was a time when Iran was lost to dictatorship. Our faith and our culture was hijacked and stolen. It looked like there was no future. But children, remember this. Your family, when others were afraid, stood tall. Your family, when people were afraid to speak, spoke up. Your family, when it looked like there was no future, saw a future. I know it's hard to imagine, but let history be your guide. There is no dictator so powerful, no prison so big, no torturer so cruel that history doesn't find them. Even as we speak, the inevitable is taking form. Are the mullahs any different than any other dictator, thief of the night? Has history not caught all of them through all of time? Why would they be different? It may look to you like it will take years. You may think it'll be another generation. You're wrong. That yellow scarf will come out of that closet, and you will boast to your grandchildren sooner than you think. And when you do, we will be gathering not in France, but in Iran. And you'll be hearing not from me, and you'll be speaking of the day you heard a great leader with extraordinary courage inspire the Iranian people to reclaim their country and their future.